order the October, oh, how about we do this? There we go. I'd like to call to order the October Elizabethton City Schools Board of Education meeting. Thank you all for coming back, and thank you for being patient. We got a chance to visit, so thank you all very much. If you would, oh, I do need to make a real quick announcement. Let me see what I did with that about, well, goodness. Mr. Alexander, let's go ahead and do the pledge of the flag, moment of silence, and then I'll make the announcement about the video.
Please stand and please pause for a moment of silence. And as you do, I ask that you think of Mr. Mike Wilson, his family, as his mother is critically ill. Thank you. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. One really quick announcement. By lunch tomorrow, the technology staff will have uploaded both the video from tonight's meeting as well as the presentations made last Thursday evening to William Schutler and Coach Lynn Duggar, should anyone in the community want to view this. So that will be available on the website. All right, we took care of some presentations Thursday night, and Ms. Armstrong and Ms. Baker aren't here, so we're not able to give them their plaques. So we'll move on. It's time for citizens to speak in accordance with Board Policy 1.404. Anyone wishing to address the board, please come forward and state your name and address.
I apologize for not asking a week ago, but I really wasn't sure what was going to happen this week. I just wanted to say a couple of words about Catherine Armstrong and Mrs. Baker. And I hope that everyone will accept the fact that this has got nothing to do with the coming election. The meeting is a special evening for two very good friends of mine, Mrs. Baker and Mrs. Armstrong. It's the last one as Elizabethton school members. Unfortunately, neither one of them is able to be here tonight, but I'd just like to say a few words in their honor and express my profound gratitude, as I'm sure many, many others would, for their many years of dedicated service to the Elizabethton City Schools. They're both former educators, and if there was one theme that ran through all of their years of service, it was their love and advocacy for children, for teachers, and a rigorous course of academics. I believe they both tried to be mindful stewards of the Elizabethton taxpayers in all of their decisions. I know for a fact that they both spent many hours of study and did their homework on the issues between the meetings. They've both shown great courage and integrity and perseverance through some difficult times and never wavered from their beliefs or values. They've been great role models to many people, I'm sure. In closing, I'm again honored to call them friends and want to express my deepest gratitude for their service and wish them both health and happiness in their future endeavors, and sorry they couldn't be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. It's time to approve the consent and regular agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thanks. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Okay. So the item on the floor is to approve the consent and regular agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Motion carried. Mr. Alexander.
Prior to the personnel update, I'd like to say several things. First of all, in reference to our graduation rate, thanks to Mr. Pless and Ms. Simcox and others who have pursued an appeal, we are now at 96.62, which is exceptional. It will be hard to beat next year. But I appreciate the efforts of those individuals. That was rather difficult to do.
What was that number again?
96.62.
Okay.
97.
Can I just ask that repetitively?
Roll it up. Roll it up. Yes. Also, I appreciate very much Mrs. Wilson for finding the money this year to explore and ask you all to approve item number 8 for the 2 coaches that were lost due to the loss of the Race to the Top money. But your consideration of that would certainly be appreciated. And again, the CAP program they was able to produce 22 regular diplomas of individuals. Every one of them that enrolled in that program passed and received a regular diploma. People for whom we will not have to pay taxes, I hope, and will pay our Social Security. Now, the next thing is, I've left a message here, a sheet about from Food City Food Bucks. I received a call from Ms. Karen Edmondson at Food City saying that they wanted the principals to show up to receive the monies that was set aside for each and designated for each school by the people purchasing groceries at Food City. And if you'll notice, the total for Elizabethton City Schools was $11,934.71, and that's quite impressive. Ms. Wright, we won't say anything about your not being there to pick up that check, but we had to take it to him. Anyway, the county had, of course, Food City is in the city, but the county for 15 schools had 28,435. So I'm sure they're very appreciative as well. Now, also, I'd like to say there will be a Chamber of Commerce political forum at 7 o'clock this Thursday at T.A. Duggar for all board and council candidates. And finally, if you get an opportunity to go by T.A. Duggar and see that they have Mr. Cardell, so even though you have not shaved and you're taking after Mr. Wandale, I can say that because we don't have many people here. Anyway, the pouring of the concrete in the walkways there, and I think Mr. Van Hess made a comment that it doesn't just look like two ball fields. It looks like a athletic facility now, and that'll make it so much safer for handicapped people. So that in itself is, and we appreciate the board's action on that to make that happen. Now, for a personnel update, if you'll join with me on looking at the first page of this, Carl Hall, part-time assistant to the teacher at EHS, effective 10/6. Shane Hathaway, EHS head swim coach, effective 10/13. Shelby Esterly, EHS assistant swim coach, effective 10/13. Haley Gregory, part-time assistant to the teacher at Harold McCormick Elementary, effective 10/20. Seth O'Kegley, interim elementary music teacher, effective 12/1/14. Also on the second page, Forrest Holt is a new hire, T.A. Duggar assistant girls basketball coach, effective 10/15. Moving right along to resignations, back on the first page, Carl Hall, part-time mathematics teacher at T.A. Duggar, effective 10/3. Leave of absence, Marianne Williams, SCP coordinator from 11/6 to 12/22. Substitute teacher, Haley Bowers, effective 10/3/14. Over to transfers, folks. Forrest Holt from part-time T.A. Duggar physical education teacher to full-time physical education and special education teacher, effective 10/20. Substitute teacher, David Buck, Jr., effective 10/16. And substitute cook, Kimberly Meredith, effective 10/16. Thank you.
Anybody else have any reports or anything? All right, it's time to move on to the regular agenda. First item is to approve the waiving of the 30-day resignation notice requirement per Board Policy 5.204 and TCA 49-5-508 for the following individual, Carl R. Hall. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Mr. Hall decided to take a part-time teacher assistant job, volunteered for that, and we're appreciative for his efforts. Because he made a tremendous effort that he feels he'd be more effective to the place to which he is transferring, and we appreciate him. And I ask that you, since it was a certified position, that you waive the 30-day notice.
Do you have any questions or comments? All right. Item on the floor is to approve the waiving of 30-day resignation notice requirement per Board Policy 5.204 and TCA 49-5-508 for the following individual, Carl R. Hall. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Next item, approve a creation of 2 100-day graduation coach positions for EHS Cyclone Academic Program, or CAP. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
I have already mentioned this once before, but folks, I cannot tell you how essential this is, and Mr. Wright would say the same thing several times. He's been on me for about 2 months to get this done, and as I indicated, Mrs. Wilson has found the money for this now, and it will make a major difference in that we're trying to obtain a course math instructor, interventionist, and also an individual to run in reference to the computer programs there. So under the circumstances, again, this will make a major difference in our graduation rate at the high school. Give that child another piece of candy.
Just a quick question. Is this for this year only, or is this for something that
this will be for this year as it stands now. Okay. 1 year at this point, yes. But Ms. Wilson, I'm sure, will be.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, anybody else have any questions or comments? Okay. Item on the floor is to approve creation of 2 100-day graduation coach positions for EHS Cyclone Academic Program, or CAP. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Thank you. And then if you'll move over, there's one item on the next page. Is to approve addition of a part-time cook position beginning the 2014-2015 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Have a second?
Seconded.
I have spoken with Mrs. Williams a number of times on this, and of course, due to increased participation, they're needing this. And folks, I would be in favor of adding another cook at every school in the system if we could do that. They work hard and are overworked, but if you would consider this, we would be appreciative, and I'm sure the kids and the staff would.
Any questions or comments? All right. Item on the floor is to approve addition of part-time cook position beginning the 2014-2015 school year. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. That was a short meeting. Before I close the meeting tonight, Mr. Alexander has requested a couple of moments to speak.
I have one additional comment of a personal nature. I hope you'll bear with me just a minute because it will not take that long. It is my intention to retire on January 5th, 2015. This notice should give our board ample time, ample opportunity to find a replacement. Okay, in doing so, I want to state that one thing is certain. I will not allow anything I have done or not done to be used by a potential board candidate as a means to pursue her personal agenda and obtain a position on the Elizabethton City School Board. I am further hopeful that before the public votes, those who haven't already voted in the early election, they will closely scrutinize the reasons for which an individual is running. Probably one thing that has bothered me more than anything else in this 9-year period, from 2 board members and a few people in the community, is the seemingly constant criticism that things are being done, those things that are being done are not the best use of funds we have been provided. Those criticisms are an absolute insult to our finance department, school principals, school bookkeepers, supervisors, the majority of the board, and me. I ask all present to cast your minds back, if you will, to 2006, when I was first hired. The undesignated fund balance at that time was $71,853. And now, due to the efforts of our finance department, the supervisors, the school bookkeepers, and the principals, it is now $1,031,470. And this growth was accomplished in the midst of the Great Recession. During that time as well, due to the hard work of our teachers, principals, and supervisors, our school system was determined academically to be exemplary, one of the top 5 in the entire state, and the only one this east of Knoxville. In a recent political ad, it was stated that I have ignored the importance of fine arts courses and the need for computer support. I was doing that supposedly in order to get more BEP money. First, teachers of those courses need to be asked if that response is indeed their opinion. And secondly, had we not pursued the student enhancement endeavor, we would today be $4 million in debt. And folks, that's a fact. Also, let me state that those who have been critical of me have no idea who I am, what I've done or not done as an employee of the Elizabethton City Schools for the last 39 years. But I can assure all for whom I am responsible that I have worked as hard as I could and been absolutely honest in all my actions. Now, on a somewhat more positive note, I have lived in Elizabethton all my life, with the exception of the 2 years I spent in the Army. I can tell you that I intend to remain part of this community, our community, for as long as I live. Finally, I thank you for the opportunity to serve the children, the employees, and the community of Elizabethton. Please have a good evening. Thank you.
Next regularly scheduled board meeting will be Thursday, November 20th at 6:30 in the Mac Pierce Boardroom. Hope everyone has a good evening. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Thank you.